Well, Gaffer, Sussex Cup action up next. We're bouncing from one competition to another. League, trophy, Sussex Cup. It must have been, these quick turnarounds must be hard to keep your head on your shoulders.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the fourth week. It's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. So again, it's less time on a training ground and more time just recovery and prepping for the next game. So at least the lads have gone to routine in that 4 weeks, but it's not ideal. But it is what it is. We got to play out the games program. So one or two lads will get an opportunity to get a start tomorrow, I would have thought. But ultimately, we're treating the competition as the next one in front of us. So again, we want to look to win.
Yeah, and it was a trip to Dorking last weekend, trip to Torquay next weekend. We find this Sussex game nestled in between them. I think it could be tempting to try and rotate and maybe play a less strong 11. But at the end of the day, Haywards, Heath, another strong team on a
Oh
good
yeah,
form.
yeah. I mean, they've scored loads of goals. They've won loads of games this season, so their confidence is high in their camp. Albeit they played a different level of the game to us. So, just going back to the Dorking game, I think I was really pleased with a lot of the game. In my eyes, I felt even in the first half, whilst we didn't have as much possession as we did in the second half, we actually had the better chances to score. I thought, Kai was unlucky after scoring one for Story to get his head in the way of a really goal-bound shot. And then Pemi, on another day, could have easily tapped in the rebound from Josh Anafuosi's strike. So we could have scored 3 goals ourselves in the first half. And really in the 45th minute and then the 46th afterwards is where we lost the game. And after that, I think they only entered our box once. So, there was a lot of positives for me to take, as much as it's difficult when you don't get the result that you're looking for. But, you've got to take small steps before you can run. And the most pleasing part for me was everybody that actually came onto the pitch had a positive effect. The young lads up the front give me energy, give me enthusiasm. And ultimately, Joey was involved with Arthur providing Victor to score the second goal. It's really, again, put them on their back foot. So, I can't look beyond the fact that we lost the game, and that's ultimately what we're playing football for, winning, losing. But there was a lot more energy, and I thought we lasted longer in the game. We looking strong at the end of the game, and that hasn't always been the case. So let's hope that's a turn, or at least a bend that we're starting to go around.
Yeah, and it's good to see Victor on the score sheet again. Obviously scored last time in the Sussex Cup. Lots of injuries, lots of rotation. You're having to use the entire squad.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing everyone out there and calling on those people, but also recruitment still on the horizon, looking to bring in some more bodies to join that squad too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the board behind you, and whilst we've got a healthy enough group to pick from for tomorrow night's competition, there's a couple of lads who still aren't eligible because the injuries that they've got mean that they have to be managed a little bit more without the ball, actually. So, I mean, I said this to you before, recruitment, in my opinion, is a fluid thing. It's, it happens when it happens. Mazid Ogumbo has left the building after Saturday's game. Unfortunately for Maz, he didn't do anything wrong particularly, but in the period I was here, he wasn't really fit and available to be chosen. So, it's something that we have to try and use the funds elsewhere. So, like you just said, not sure where yet, but we're in talks with a lot of people, and ultimately it's got to be right for 3 parties. For if he's at another club, that club, the player himself, and of course in our club. So I never usually let much out until I get something in, and I'll never let anything out to you until I've definitely got somebody who I feel I could release as a signature. So the 2 that we've signed in Kai and Harry, I'm sure Kai's already played a little indentation in improving us, I believe, and I think Harry will do the same. So I'm looking forward to working further with the lads that we've got, but also if we are to bring new people in with them too.
And Harry came in since the last time we spoke. I wanted to ask, it sort of seems like he's going to be playing a senior role in the squad, being sort of one of the leaders in that change room. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a 27-year-old guy who's played most of his career in the National League. So I think he's somebody who's, again, a bit like myself, a bit like Kai in a way. We've come down from a level that we've been used to playing at, and an environment that we feel we could all perform in. And so we've got to bring them traits, them them habits and them practices to this football club. And I think by doing that with more and more people, myself being the first one, then I think we can improve the standards that are demanded on the pitch. In that way, we'll improve results.
Well, just finally then, the weather's taken a real turn for the cold, but hopefully a good turnout tomorrow despite the freezing weather.
Yeah, I mean, the Sussex Senior Cup down here always gets a bit more of attention than probably other county cup competitions around the South Coast in particular, but because of where the end prize is. But ultimately, it's the next game for us, and we've got to concentrate on the practices and the habits that bring results rather than just the result. And if we continue to do that, we're finding very quickly that we can score goals. We've got to stop them going in the other end, but you've got to get a good balance with that. And something I enjoy trying to do. And my teams, I enjoy scoring goals, but trust me, I don't enjoy conceding them, and we'll be trying to halt that as quickly as we can.